Okay, so let's just start. So first of all, this is your subject, that is IE, IFS, Indian Economy, Indian Financial System. If I talk about the subject, this was introduced in May 2023. Before that, it not used to be there in the JIB. The Indian economy part, actually, this is the combination of two subjects. The Indian economy part used to happen, it used to be asked in the CIIB exam. In the CIIB, the ABM used to have Indian economy part. And this Indian financial system used to be the part of your PPB subject. So now these two subjects have been combined, or they have made one subject for you, that is Indian economy and Indian financial system. Clear? Now, if I'm talking about Indian economy and Indian financial system, what actually this subject is. So today we are going to have the orientation of this particular subject. So let's just start here. First of all, the basic understanding of the exam I want to give you here. Like, we have 4 subjects in the JIB. The first subject we have Indian economy and Indian financial system, that is IE, IFS. This is the paper 1. Then we have your principles and practices of banking. Second, we have what? We have a principles and practices of banking. Third, we have accounting and financial management for bankers. And the fourth, we have retail banking and wealth management. Out of these 4 subjects, the paper 1, that is your IE, IFS, and the paper 4, that is your retail banking and wealth management, these are the 2 new subjects. PPB and AFM already used to be there, and right now they are also there in the new syllabi of yours. Now, if I talk about the 4 subject of yours, the sequence is the same, which is written here. The first paper of your JIB will be IE, IFS. Okay, and the second paper will be principles and practices of banking, and the third will be AFM, and fourth will be your IE, retail banking and wealth management. Now, out of these 4 subjects, I will be taking care of IE, IFS and the PPB as well. Both the subjects I will be taking care for your JIB. So this is your team for the JIB English medium batch. Hana? This is your team for the JIB English medium. Ma'am, Niharika ma'am will be taking your AFM. Vishal sir will be taking your retail banking and wealth management. And I will be taking care of your principles and practices of banking and IE, IFS. So these will be your mentor for the particular subject of your JIB. Now, let's move forward and let's know something about your paper first, and then we will move forward. So this is the whole syllabus of your JIB. So the paper 1 is Indian economy, Indian financial system. There are 4 subjects. You can see we have 4 subjects: paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and paper 4. And each subject have 4 modules: module A, module B, module C, and D. And trust me, it has a huge syllabus. All the subjects have a huge syllabus, but the maximum syllabus is in the PPB. You will find total 55 units in the PPB, and second, you have 45 units in Indian economy and Indian financial system. So these 2 are the biggest subject of your JIB May 2024 or October, whenever you want to give your paper. So now this is the subject of your JIB. All the 4 subjects are there. Each subject have 4 modules, A, B, C, and D. Now, if I talk about IE, IFS, because this is the orientation class for IE, IFS, I am not going to talk about the PPB, AFM, or retail banking right now. So you will have the orientation class for each of your subject. Today, we will be talking about IE, IFS only. So let's just start from here. That Indian economy, Indian financial system is a combination of 2 subjects. The IE covers module A and B. A and B is a part of your Indian economy, and the C and D module is the part of your Indian financial system. So what we have to study here, you can see the module A is talking about Indian economic architecture, in which you have to study like how the Indian economy have evolved, how the changes have been seen in the economy from the we can say from the Raj of Britishers on Indian economy, how we have evolved and reached to the situation where we right now are after the COVID-19 pandemic. So a lot of major shocks Indian economy have faced. Out of those, we have 3 major shocks that Indian economy faced. The first one was your balance of payment crisis that happened in the year 1991. The second, we have faced the global financial crisis that happened in 2007 and 8. And the third major shock we have faced, that was COVID-19 pandemic. So these are the three major shocks that Indian economy have faced. So when the Britishers used to rule us till now, 2023, we have a certain phases of development of Indian economy, and that what we have to cover in the module number A of yours, like how Indian economy evolved, है ना, over a time period. Now, if I talk about, if we talk about the COVID-19 pandemic, because this is the latest issue we have, the Indian economy faced, not only Indian economy, but all the countries have faced. But if we talk about the Indian economy, as per RBI, as per Reserve Bank of India, it has said that India will be facing the impact of COVID-19 till 2034-35. Like our economy will be affected from COVID till this particular year. So when we talk about, when we study or when we see the newspaper or we are watching the news, we have seen that IMF says India is the fastest growing economy in the world. And here on the second side, I am saying that India is still suffering from COVID-19 effects, and we will be recovering around 2034-35 financial year from the COVID-19 pandemic. And on the other side, I have told you, IMF is saying India is the fastest growing economy in the world. So which particular information is true? Actually, both are true. When it comes to the fastest growing economy in the world, India actually is. And if we talk about, when we compare with the other economies, we are growing fast. Okay. And when we talk about what we wanted to achieve after doing the economic planning by the Niti Aayog, as we know, Niti Aayog is the economic planning body of our country. And Niti Aayog said that 15-year vision document is there. So from 2016 to 2030, we have made a proper vision document in which we have said that what we have to achieve by the year 2030. But what happened? We have faced in the economy pandemic, and because of that, we won't be able to achieve our targets. And we are actually suffering from this COVID-19 pandemic post effects. Okay, so both the statements are true. So that all we have to cover in the module A. The module B talks about the economic concepts related to banking. All the terminologies that, or all the terms of economies that relate to your banking system, that we have to cover. Like for example, monetary policy. Monetary policy is actually formulated by RBI. Okay, why RBI is making monetary policy? To control the price stability in the market, or to maintain the price stability in the market. And this is the work of RBI, which RBI is doing. So it's very obvious now, this banking concept of monetary policy is related to your banking term. So these kind of chapters we have to cover, like inflation, like business cycle, like monetary policy, fiscal policy, theories of interest. So those economic terms or those economic situations which actually directly or indirectly relate to the banking system, those economic concepts we have to cover here. Okay. Now, if I talk about the third module, module number C, that is the part of your Indian financial system. It's what? It is the part of your Indian financial system. And this Indian financial system first cover the Indian financial architecture. Like in the module A, we have said we have to study Indian economy architecture. Here we have to cover Indian financial architecture. Now, what does this mean? It means we have to study how financial system evolve over a period of time. How the evolution have been seen over a period of time. That is your Indian financial architecture. Okay, like if we talk about India, the first Bank of India started in the year, before this, let's understand what actually the financial system is. When you are studying the financial architecture, so first let's understand what is financial system. So when we talk about the financial system, it is the system in which people are exchanging funds. So the system where we exchange funds among the persons who have surplus of money and the persons who have deficit of money, this exchange of fund among these persons is known as financial system. Okay, and how this financial system evolved over a period of time, that we have to study in the module C. So when we talk about the first Bank of India, the first Bank of India was Bank of Hindustan, established in the year 1770. The first Bank of India was Bank of Hindustan, established in 1770. So from 1770 till 2023, what this financial system have faced, how it evolved, what are the different phases of development of financial system, that we have to cover in the module C. Okay. Then we have module D, financial product and services. It will cover everything. Everything means everything will be covered. We have different type of financial product and services. Like you have demand deposit, you have term deposit, you have call money, notice money, term money, commercial paper, certificate of deposit, insurance, pension, shares, bond, debentures, mutual funds, etc. All these financial product and services with the help of which we are exchanging funds with each other, or the persons who have surplus of money and the persons who have deficit of money, they are exchanging funds with each other. That all financial product and services we have to cover. And this is your module number D. And if we count that how many financial product and services services are there, they are unlimited. And that's why the module C, or I can say first the module D, have a biggest syllabus in all the 4 modules. So module D is the biggest module, then second will be your module C, third will be your module A, and fourth will be module B, as per the number of units you have to cover, or number or the content of syllabus you have to cover. So the biggest will be D, then C, then A, and then B. Okay. So this is the basic introduction of all the 4 modules here. Now, when we are going to start the preparation, we have to divide the time, or we have to make us right a strategy to cover this subject, because this subject is very vast. So PPB is also vast, but what happens in case of PPB, in case of PPB, you will feel you know the terminologies. When you study the PPB principles and practices of banking, the subject of yours have 55 units. The 1000 pages book is. So still you feel related to the subject, and you are not worried about the PPB that much as compared to the IFS, because in PPB, when you start reading the content of PPB, the modules or units of PPB, you will feel like I have heard about this. You have heard about CTS, you have heard about the CBS, you have heard about NPCI, NSCH, NFS, IMPS, NEFT, RTGS, all kinds of things you have heard. You have heard about the Infinite, you have heard about the SFMS. Every terminology you are studying in the PPB, you have somehow, somewhere heard about that. So it feels related. So that's why you find PPB a little bit easy. But IEIFS, you have this fear in your mind, and I have seen a lot of messages on Telegram as well. Like bankers are saying this is a very tough subject, and this is the first English medium batch of ours. This is the first English medium batch of ours. So those bankers who have joined the PPB batch, they were messaging me continuously when the IEIFS subject will start, because it is the toughest subject in the JAIIB, and we need to start this subject earlier. So after seeing those messages, I can understand you have a fear about the subject, but you do not have to worry about it. There are certain 5 steps I will tell you. These have to be followed consistently, and the paper will be cleared very easily, trust me. But yes, you have to follow those steps. So now about the certain things about the exam, you will get 100 questions and the duration will be 120 minutes. All the questions will be MCQ pattern. Okay. Now the MCQ pattern will also be offered different patterns. Like the type of questions you can see, you can find match the following questions. You can find the match the following questions. Second, you will find fill in the blanks question. Filling the blanks questions. Next, you can find one-liner questions. One-liner, very small questions. Then you can have statement-based questions. The lengthy questions. And maximum question in IEIFS you will find about the statement-based. And then you will have case study questions. So these are the 5 pattern of questions that can be seen in each of your subject, each of JIB subject, whether it is AFM, IEIFS, PPB, retail banking, wealth management, all these 4 subjects have these pattern of questions. So all the questions will be in the form of MCQ, 100 questions will be there, 120 minutes will be given to you to clear your paper. Okay. This is the pattern. No negative marking is there till now. No negative marking is there. Do remember that. Now next we have how many attempts you will get, just a basic information. You will get the 5 attempts or the period of 3 years, whichever comes earlier. Whichever comes earlier, the 5 attempts of your or the 3 years of your giving paper. Whichever comes earlier, that's your attempt you can do. Let's say your 3 years have been completed or your 5 attempts have been completed, you haven't cleared the JIB. In that situation, you have to do what? You have to take the membership again. Okay, now, but I guess this is not of your use, because do make sure that you have to clear the paper in May 2024 only, because as we are seeing the level of paper IIBF is increasing, it is becoming very tough to clear the paper within a less period of time. You have to invest more time in your preparation, because now the level of questions are coming is definitely giving us a message that they want the knowledgeable employees. They want that if our employees giving JIB or CIB paper, they should know everything about the banking. They should know everything about the economy. They should know everything about the accounts. So they want you to have the skill enhancement, knowledge enhancement, and for that you have to read one by one everything, every terminology, every line you have to cover in the paper, in all the 4 subjects. So that's why it's very important you clear as soon as possible. Now, so have a target. Do not have this kind of thought in your mind that paper is tough. It's not easy to clear all the 4 subjects in a single go. So why not I will give 2 paper in May and the next 2 paper in the October, November period. Don't do that. Have the target. I have to clear all the 4 subjects in a single attempt. That is very important. Okay. Now, what is the passing criteria? There are 2 conditions. First condition is minimum marks for pass in each subject will be 50 out of 100. If you want to clear your subjects individually, then 50 minimum marks should be there in the paper in each subject of you. Okay. Second thing is there. This is the first criteria to get pass. Like, let's say, for example, in May 2023, you have given the paper of IE and PPB, and you have scored 50-50 here. Then in November or October attempt, you have given the AFM and RBWM. Okay, and you have get 49 here and 50 here. So again, you have to give AFM in the May 2025. So if you want to clear individual subjects, not all the 4 subjects together, but in the individual subjects, in the individual attempts, then you need 50 marks to clear a particular subject. That's the first condition. Second condition is there 45 marks in each subject plus 50% marks overall, and the overall it will be 200 marks. And I can write 50%. 50% means overall you have a paper of 400 marks. Out of that, 200 marks should be there. This combination should be there. At least all, if you are going for one go. If you are looking for a one go of your exam, it means at one time you want to clear all the 4 subjects. Then each subject minimum should have 45 and 200 marks overall. Let's say you got 50, 45, 46, and 44, for example. And the total, I don't know what is the total of this, but let's say if the total amount here is 250, for example. Let's say, for example, 250 it is. Then still you haven't cleared the paper. What you have to do, you have to go for the retail banking again. So minimum 45 and overall 200 marks is required if you want to clear the paper in the one go. Okay, now next. Next we have the subject. We have 4 modules. Module A, Module B, Module C, and then Module D. And the total units we have is 45 units. How many units we have? 45. The understanding of the modules I have already given you. These are the 4 modules. Total units are 45 in IEIFS. Okay, Acha, if I talk about the individual unit, first of all, the Module A and B, they only cover 19 units. They only cover the 19 units, you can see. And from 20 to 45 you have in the C and D. Okay, so you can see the weightage of A and B as a syllabus is very less, that is only 19 units are there. Now if you differentiate this particular subject, you can find Indian economy is a part of A and B, and Indian financial system is C and D, and the weightage in paper you will find 40 and 60%. So if we talk about module A, you can see only 19 units are there. Only 19 units are there. And in case of your Indian financial system, you have C and D module. From 20 to 45 units are in the C and D module. Now the pattern of question you will find from these 4 modules will be different. Like in module A and B, you will find the question that is based on theory with concept. Theory is kind of thing like the definitions. You are studying economics. Economics is a subject simply, which is study the economy of the country, in which a lot of principles and theories you have to study. Like the basically, what is the definition of economics? What is the microeconomics? What is macroeconomics? What is open economy? What is closed economy? So these are having a certain definition given by the particular economist. Mr. Adam Smith had said something else about economy. Mr. Alfred Marshall has something else. Mr. Robbins have said something else. Mr. Paul have said something else. Mr. J.M. Keynes have said something else. Dada Bhai Naroji said something else. So a lot of economists are there, and they all have their theories. They all have given us a certain definition. So that's the theory you have to study. है ना? So I would say, do not try to mug up the concept. Do not try to mug up these theory. Focus like you cover the theory with the conceptual understanding. Do not try to mug up the definition of microeconomics. Try to understand what actually it calculates, what actually it studies. It becomes easy to understand the subject. Plus, the database questions will be there. Now, what kind of database questions you will find here? Acha, tell me, in India, we have three sectors of economy: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. These are the three sectors of economy. Can you tell me, out of these three sectors, which sectors provide us the maximum employment in the country? Primary, secondary, and tertiary, there are three sectors. Out of these three, which sector provides us the maximum employment? Primary, secondary, or tertiary? Achha, apart from this, one more fact here is that the sectors of economy, primary, secondary, and tertiary, was divided by CSO. Okay, CSO have divided the economy into three sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now let me know, what is the contribution of your these sectors in employment generation? Which sector provide maximum employment? Okay. And the right answer is primary sector. Correct. The primary sector provides the maximum employment, that is around 48.9%. And if I talk about the maximum contribution in national income, that is provided by service sector, that is around 52.8%. So these are the data: 48.9, 52.8%. These data you have to remember. What is the rank of India in the purchasing power parity GDP in the world? That is third. What is the rank of India in the renewable energy? That is fourth. So these kind of data you have to remember. Hana? So the theory-based, concept-based, database question can be seen. And in the Indian financial system, only concept-based data are there. But it have a huge part. A lot of concepts are there. Let's say in the module D, if we talk about module D, you will find the chapter of capital market, for example. In the chapter of capital market, you will find 30 to 35 subtopics. Subtopics means you have to cover 30 to 35 in single chapter, I am saying. Hana, that's the estimate I am saying here. 30 to 35 new terms are there that you have to understand as a concept understanding, so that if they have given a certain kind of question that depends on the concept, you can answer that. If they create a certain case study, you will be able to answer that. So in the single chapter, you can say 30 to 35 new terms you have to study. So the module C and D have a huge syllabus. The reason is because they cover a lot of terminologies. They cover a lot of terms. Hana, in a single chapter, you will find 30 to 35 new terms that you have to cover. And all are the concepts. All are the concepts. So no database questions will be seen from the C and D module, but yes, concept-based questions will be there. And if I am saying, then in a single chapter, you have 30 to 35 new terms to study. And when you study a lot of things, let's say, for example, in capital market, you have to study ASBA, you have to study sweat shares, then you have to study, let's say, for example, hedging. Okay, then you have to study mutual funds. Then you have to study net asset value. Okay, apart from that, you have to study depository systems. Okay, so these are the terms you have to study. All these have the certain concept. All these have a certain different. They do not link to each other. They all have a different terms. They all are different terms. Somehow mutual fund and net asset value, they are linked to each other. Otherwise, all the other terms I have written here, they are individual terms. Now, let's say you have studied them, you have done the, let's say you are mugging up the concept and you have done the rectification. What is ASBA, what is sweat shares, what is hedging, what is mutual fund, etc. And in paper, two things can happen. First, they can ask you match the following. in which one side they have given a certain terms, on the other side they have given the definition of the terms. You will find mutual fund here, ASBA here, Hana, hedging is here, or portfolio investment is here. And the 4 definitions are there in the front of you. So you have to match them. For that, each and every term have to be clear. First, now this is the question in which everything have been asked. Match the following questions are the kind of question. In a single question, they ask 4 to 5 terms to you. And the second thing that can happen, you can become confused if you are mugging up the concept, like maybe chances the concept you have studied in the ASBA, you are relating that concept with the sweatshirts because you have not understood the term with an example, with a live example, or with a certain story. Then you might confuse between the content of these two in ASBA or sweatshirt. So that is why we are talking about here in the Indian economy, Indian financial system, the different pattern of questions will be seen. Now, why module C and D have a more weightage? It have been seen in the May 2023. The bankers face like they have not asked even the A and B module. They were just asking C and D module. Maximum question was from C and D module. It happened in the October 2023 also, but you can see by yourself now, the module C and D have a big syllabus compared to the A and B module. So the maximum questions will be from here because it have a more content to ask. Hana, and it also have a capability to make you not clear the paper, the module C and D, because a lot of things are there. So they are asking more question from the C and D. Okay, so this was the difference. Now this is your module A. So you can see module A have only 11 units. It is all totally about the Indian economy. Module A is talking about what? Indian economy. An overview of Indian economy, the sectors of Indian economy, the economic planning in India and Niti Aayog. Economic planning earlier used to be done by the Planning Commission. Now the Niti Aayog is doing the same. Role of priority sector and MSME, infrastructure including social infrastructure, globalization, economic reforms, foreign trade policy, foreign investment, economic development, international economic organization like World Bank, IMF, ADB, etc., WTO. Then you have climate change, sustainable development goals. Then you have issues facing Indian economy. These are the 11 units you have in the module A. Okay, now next we have module B, that is talking about economic concepts related to banking. It covers your, you can see very small unit it is, so very small module it is. Hana, it covers only 8 unit of yours. So the fundamental of economics, the branches of economics, that is micro and macroeconomics, demand and supply, the law of demand, law of supply, money supply and inflation. Money supply, you have to cover the measures of money like M1, M2, M3, M4, and you have inflation. Then the theories of interest is there. Then we have business cycle, monetary policy, fiscal policy, system of national account and GDP, in which you have to cover GDP, GNP, NDP, NNP, per capita income, all these things. Then you have a union budget. Union budget is the it covers the budget allocation of government of India that have been done. So very less question can be seen from here. If they are asking from the union budget questions, they will be asking the government scheme that have been launched in the particular budget. And the traditional budget, or I can say the budget terminologies are in the fiscal policy chapter. Okay, the union budget covers the budget announcement of the government of India that is that will be done every year on 1st of February by the finance minister. Okay, that allocations are the part of union budget. So this is your module B. Now this is your module C, in which you have to cover the financial system architecture. So Indian financial system and overview, the Indian banking structure. As I have told you, the first Bank of India was introduced in 1770. The first bank was in the 1770. That was the Bank of Hindustan. So Indian banking structure we have to cover here, how the banking system have been evolved. Then the banking laws. Acha, earlier you used to have LRAB subject. There used to be 3 subjects in the JAIIB, PPB, AFB and LRAB. So LRAB used to cover your laws. It was legal paper. It used to cover the law. So now LRAB have been removed from your JAIIB and the same subject have been added in the CIB. But the small part of LRAB they have added in the IFS subject. You can see the banking law. The RBI Act and the Banking Regulation Act, both you have to cover here. Hannah, it's a very small part of your law that you have to cover now in detail in the CIB, because from JAIIB they have removed the LREV subject. Now the development financial institutions like the NABARD, SIDBI, Exim Bank, NHB, NAFID, all these are the development financial institutions. The microfinance institutions which are helping us to provide the financial services, the micro credit services at each and every level. Then non-banking financial companies which are registered under the Companies Act, but they have to follow the RBI rules and regulation. They have to be registered under the RBI. Now, insurance company, which is regulated by Adda, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, that we have to cover. Then next we have Indian financial system, the regulators and their roles. So we have a regulator for each financial sector. For each sector we have a regulator. Like for banking sector we have RBI. For investment market we have SEBI. So SEBI is Securities and Exchange Board of India. It regulates your capital market, it regulates your credit rating agencies, it regulates your foreign institutional investment, it regulates your merchant banking. All these investment markets are regulated by SEBI. Then we have IRDA, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, that regulates the insurance business in the country. Then we have PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority, that regulates your pension sector. So these regulators and what role they are playing in the country, that we have to cover. Okay. Now we have reforms and development in the banking sector. A lot of changes have been done under the banking sector. Like in money market, if you remember the money market, if you have heard about it, money market, first of all, is regulated by RBI. It's a short-term market in which short-term financial assets will be used for the exchange of funds or to raise the capital for less than 1 year. And these short-term financial assets are the close substitute of money. Clear? Now, if I'm talking about this, the money market, in the money market, we used to have CBLO. CBLO stands for Collateralized Borrowing and Lending Obligation. Now, this have been removed because now in the call money, RRBs can participate. Now, the call money, notice money, term money, these are the instruments of money market. And in this instrument, what used to happen, the RRBs, regional rural banks, were not allowed to participate. The RRBs were not allowed to participate in the call, notice and term money. But now they have been allowed by RBI. This is the reform. This is the change that RBI have done. That's the reform in the banking system. So now, because RRB, earlier CBLO used to be helpful for the banks or institutions who are not allowed to participate in the call money, notice money and term money. So the RRBs were allowed to use the CBLO. But now, as we have seen, now the RRBs are allowed to participate in the call money, notice money, term money. So we have removed the CBLO. So this is a reform. This is a change. One have been removed from the financial market, and the banks have been allowed to participate in the call, notice and term money. Apart from that, LIBOR used to be the rate, London Interbank Offer Rate, that was charged by global banks from each other when they provide funding to each other for short-term period. But now LIBOR also replaced by the alternate reference rate. So these are the reforms we have to cover here. Okay. Now, the biggest module of your is this. This is the biggest module, that is module number D, financial product and services. Every financial product have been covered here. Your financial market, money market, capital market, the stock exchanges, fixed income market like the debt and bond. Why we are calling them the fixed income market? Because in bonds and the debt market, you have already decided what will be the rate of interest. Okay. Second thing, already maturity period will be decided. This is a fixed income market. Foreign exchange market, interconnectedness of all these markets, how these all markets are connected to each other. Merchant banking services. First of all, do remember, this is the only type of banking which is regulated by SEBI. Merchant banking is the only type of banking which is regulated by SEBI. Okay, otherwise all the other types of banking is regulated by RBI. Now, next we have derivative market, factoring, forfeiting, trade receivables, discounting system, venture capital, lease finance, hire purchase. These three units are the part of alternate source of finance. Alternate source of finance tells us that what are the other ways to raise capital apart from the traditional way, and traditional way is commercial banking. Okay. Now next we have credit rating, credit scoring, mutual fund, insurance product, pension product, para banking, financial service provided by bank, real estate investment trust, and infrastructure investment trust. So these are all financial product and the services. Each and every financial product or service of the financial market have been covered here. So it's a huge module. Okay. So now the certain things, what should be done to clear this particular paper? And now what should be our strategy to clear this particular paper? So first of all, you have to know your exam. That I have given you the basic idea, like how many questions will be asked and what is the passing criteria, that you all know. Then know your syllabus. Every subject syllabus is very important. Before starting preparation, at least know what you have to study. Hana? So cover your syllabus. Then make a proper study plan. What to study, how to study, when to study. What should be the right way to study. Okay, you have to make a proper study plan. Then give test, mock test, and do the self evaluation, and revise regularly. Revision regularly is very must. So these are the basic terms. If I talk about what is required to clear the paper, if I'm talking about what is required to clear the paper, is the first step, start early. And why I'm saying this to start early, it's not because we have launched the batch, that's why I'm saying ki join the batch right now. No. Start early because you have 4 papers, all the 4 subjects have 4 modules, and a lot of syllabus is there. A lot of theory is there, numericals are there. In PPB, you have to cover numericals. In IEIFS, you have to cover numericals. In AFM, you have to cover numericals. These 3 subjects are there, in which also, as well as in the retail banking, you have 1 or 2 numericals. So these all the 4 subjects have a huge theoretical part. Second, they have a numericals as well. And it's very obvious. If you have 45 units in the IEIFS, now if I talk about let's say, for example, we are studying we are doing the conceptual study of your module of your IEIFS subject. If you want to have a proper approach to clear this particular paper, you need minimum 3 months. Minimum 3 months, I'm saying, Hana, to cover your syllabus once. To read your syllabus, to read one by one line and understand that concept, you need 3 months. And then you have to revise the content, because if you think like I have completed the syllabus once and I will be going for the paper and covering the marks, not possible. Because of the lack of the revision, you will be getting confused among the options. And now they have made paper a little bit more tough for you so that you won't clear the paper. What they have done, first they ask the lengthy questions. That's the time consuming questions. And they ask statement based questions. In a statement based question, let's say 4 statements have been given to you and they are asking, out of these 4 statements, which statement is correct. Now, if you have not heard, or if you have not studied all the 4 statements, whatever given under these statements, you won't be able to answer this question. Okay. Second, this have been done. And the next thing have been done is they made the language very tricky. So maybe they are asking question from you about the depository receipts. For example, they are asking questions to you from the depository receipts, right? Now you know what is depository receipt, you know what are the types of depository receipt, you know why depository receipts you should be used, and who is using them, and etc. You know everything. And they have asked the question on the depository receipt, but you are still not able to answer the question, and this happened with the bankers. They knew about all the things in the topic, but they won't be able to answer right because the language was tricky. It was taking a bit longer time to understand what actually the question is asking or what actually the option is saying. So they are creating a language tricky. They are providing a statement-based question. They are making the paper lengthy. So to do all these things, you need a proper time to study the concept, to revise the concept, to practice the concept before your paper. Okay, that's why I'm saying start early. The second thing, always focus on the concept. Always focus on the concept. Without concept, nothing can happen. So I keep telling you, there used to be a time when you used to purchase the Macmillan book and you just read the MCQ and you have cleared your paper. In 2 days, banker used to clear the subject. because it was possible to do that. But now if you think I will read all the MCQ that the IIBF have given in its book and I will clear the paper, you won't. You won't even get 30 marks, I can say. You won't even get 30 marks if you cover all the questions from the IIBF book. So now you can understand the level of paper is tough. Hai na? So do focus on the concept. Without conceptual understanding, you won't be able to answer the questions out of 100, 10 or 15, not more than that. Hai na? And that will be a direct questions that you will be able to do in that paper. So concepts is very important. Then revision is very important. Because a lot of theory is there, a lot of syllabus is there. So you have to do the revision. If you are keep reading from module unit 1 to unit 45, you will be understanding all the units. But in the end of your syllabus, you will feel like, I don't know what was the overview of Indian economy. I don't know who has given the wealth definition of economics. It was given by Adam Smith, Alfred Marshall, Robbins, or Paul, or J.M. Keynes. I don't know because I don't remember, because I haven't revised the content. So don't do that. Revise properly. Fourth thing is practice. Now the practice will help you to understand the language. See, it's very obvious. If you are thinking that we have joined the batch and the mentors will help you to clear the paper, and they are doing, we are ready to help you 24/7 for the service. But the thing is, we are not the persons who can give exam in place of you. So if they are asking a tricky language, understanding the language is your responsibility. And how it can, we can only guide you how it should be done or how you can be able to understand the language. And that way is only practice. Hai na? But if you think like the ditto lines which IIBF is going to give in the paper, we will be explaining you here, that's not possible. Hai na? So understanding the language is totally your responsibility. How to do that is our responsibility. So you have to do the practice. Okay. And continuously do your self-evaluation. In a lot of success story which we take, we have seen, or bankers keep saying that I only attended the marathon and I got 56 marks. I cleared the paper. I just attended 6-hour marathon and I cleared this paper. Some people says I only took 15 days leave before the exam and I cleared the paper with the 80 marks. Some says I have read this particular subject for 1 month and I clear the paper. But there are others who says that, ma'am, I started preparing 4 months earlier the paper. I covered all your conceptual classes. I covered all your mock tests. I covered all the ebooks. I have joined the marathons and still I was somehow managed to get 52 marks. So these are the all cases we have seen. And now it all depends on what? It all depends on your understanding of the concept. Let's say, for example, when I am studying economics, because I have a knowledge of economics, to read one chapter, I just give 15 to 20 minutes. Let's say I'm reading an overview of Indian economy. Within 15 minutes, and that's the maximum time I'm saying, I can cover the whole topic. But for you, it can take 3 to 4 hours. But for other person, maybe it take only half hours. So it depends, what is required to do, what actually you have to do in the paper. And for that, keep doing self-evaluation. Now, concept will be covered in the live classes. You just have to understand the concept. Then revision should be done. Achha, I would suggest you one thing. Rest is your wish if you want to do that or not. I would say make a Sunday your revision day. Declare your Sunday as a revision day. Like on Sunday, I will not read anything new. I will just cover whatever I have studied till now. I just revise that content. And trust me, in the starting, you will feel bored, you will feel pressured, like how I cover 1 week content in the one day. You will be frustrated about it. But trust me, when the exam will come near, you will be very thankful to yourself that I have done every Sunday the revision. Trust me. Then the practice should be done in 2 ways. That will be your first topic-wise test and the full-length mock test. The topic-wise test will let you know that what kind of questions can be asked from the topic. And the conceptual understanding which you had about the topic, are you able to apply that concept on the paper or not? These 2 things will be done with the help of topic-wise test. Now, the full-length mock test will help you out in the time management, because the paper is lengthy and you have to manage the time. Otherwise, you won't be able to read all the 100 questions. So the full-length mock test will help you to do what? To do the time management. or have an experience, है ना. Now self evaluation should be done. It will tell you which particular subject is your strength, which particular subject is your weakness. Accordingly, you can change your schedule and give time to the particular subject which is your weakness. So if you have a proactive approach, you will have a time to make your weakness your strength. Otherwise, we have to wait for the November December attempt. Okay, so do not repeat the mistake. So that what I was telling you, this is the 4 to 5 steps you have to follow, nothing else, nothing new I have told you here, है ना. अच्छा, one more thing, be consistent. Consistency is very important. If you are not consistent, if you are performing these 4 or 5 patterns which I have told you here, like for 1 month, and then you are not even attending the live classes, then after 1 month you again start, you will feel stuck, you will feel not related to the content, you will not feel related to your live classes because you have taken a gap. And trust me, IEIFS subject is a kind of subject, if you have missed the first chapter, somehow you will feel difficulty to understand the second chapter. Okay, so make sure you have that rhythm of all the topics together. Now the key takeaways we have seen from the May and October 2023 paper. First, the marks distribution will be 0.5, 1 and 2. Second, most of the question was asked from the C and D module, and the weightage was around 55 to 60 weightage was given to the C and D module. Maximum questions was statement based question. In the PPB, we got maximum questions from the case study questions, and in IEIFS, statement based questions was maximum. All questions were based on the concept, no direct question was there, all questions were conceptual, and the language of question was very tricky. Another language of question were tricky. So this is the key takeaways of the paper. And if you think that it can be done within a month, it can be, but for that we have to be extraordinary in the subject, then it will be done. So this is the key takeaways, Hana. So I guess this is all we have discussed here. The batch you have joined, what you are getting here, I will let you know. First, you will get the live conceptual classes. Hana, the batch you are joining, and what we are going to do in the batch, I will let you know in this particular slide. So first you will get live conceptual classes. This will be live, and for this you will get 24/7 recording available. Hana, you will get the recording as well. Like if you are not able to join the live class, you can watch the recording of that the same. Or if you want to revise your content, you can watch the recording. Next, in the live class, what I will be doing, I will be starting with the module C, then I will go with the module D, then A, and then B. This is my sequence to cover your syllabus because weightage is accordingly. C and D have a more weightage, and then the A and B. So we are going to cover in the paid batch, in your achievers batch, C, then D, then A and B. Okay, this is how we are going to cover. Now, apart from that, what I'm going to do here, after one module completed, let's say after one module have been completed, we will be having module test. We will be having module test. Let's say within 15 days we have completed module C. So after taking a break of 2 days from the module C, after 2 days we will be having a module C test, in which all the units of module C will be covered of the same level that is going to be there in your paper. This is what I'm going to do in the batch. Okay, for IEIFS, for PPB both, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, after that, also one more thing, in the live class you will find the PDF that the mentors are using to teach you in the class. That PDF will be also available to revise the content. Apart from that, after one module completed, I will be giving you the summary sheet of the particular module. This summary sheet I will be giving you for IE, IFS and PPB. This is from my side for all of you. But do remember, this summary sheet is only for quick revision. This is for quick. I will not be providing you topic-wise summary sheet. No, I will be providing you module-wise summary sheet. Okay, and this module-wise summary sheet is not sufficient to clear the paper. This will be utilized for the quick revision before 5 days of your paper, before 10 days of your paper. And when a lot of units are there, a lot of content is there, what to study, how to revise, from where to revise, now you are very confused. So I have precised your content of 45 units in a summary sheet that can be easily covered within 10 days. So this is for the quick revision. Do not be dependent on the summary sheet only. you feel like I will not cover the daily classes, I will just read the summary sheet in the end, you won't be able to do. Because in the summary sheet, I will be giving you the important things that will be definitely there in the paper. But understanding that particular summary sheet will become a very big task for you if you haven't attended the conceptual classes. Okay. Chalo, so this was all. This is the live class benefits you will get here in the Achievers batch. So paid class PDF is there, topic wise test is there. If IEIFS have 45 units, you will get 45 mock test. If PPB have 55 units, you will get 55 mock test. Then full length mock test will be there, ebooks will be there. Ebooks will be different from your class PDF. Okay, so these are the benefit which you are getting in the Achievers batch, and this is how we are going to cover the syllabus. So we are starting from Monday from the module C, first chapter, that is Indian financial architecture. Okay, so this is how we will be covering, and this is how what I will be doing in the IEF subject. And trust me, if you have followed these, what I am covering in the batch, plus you have followed my YT session. YT means YouTube session. So your YouTube session is in the evening at 7 p.m. Hai for IEIFS. For PPB, it is at 6 a.m. If you have covered these, trust me, you are easily able to cover the IEIFS subject as well as the PPB. You do not have to go anywhere else. Okay, so this will be available in your batch. This is all for today. Apart from that, this is the study plan. From where you will find the study plan, Hana, I will let you know, Abhi. So we have started the class from 8th of December. This is the orientation class. Saturday, Sunday will be off. From Monday, we will be starting Indian financial system overview. That will be our first class from modules. So you can see I have defined the modules as well, like how many days we are going to take in the modules that I have already defined. Now, how to get this particular study plan? For that, you have a 24/7 application. Go to the application, then go to your store. When you go to your store, you will find the batch there. So let's say first, go to the category of exam. Hana, select the category of exam, that is JAIIB, CIB. Click here, then go to the JAIIB May 2024, click view all, and this is your Achievers batch. Click on the batch. You can check everything is there. 9-month validity is there. Hana, 24/7 recording, interactive classes, regular text, experienced faculties are there. We all are experienced. And these are your mentor. I have told you, I will be taking PPP and IEIFS. Niharika ma'am will be taking AFM. Vishal sir will be taking your retail banking. Now, here the study plan is. Click on the study plan. You can find IEIFS and retail banking study plan have been uploaded because these two have been started from today onwards. So where it is written here, click here, and this is the study plan. You can download it. Hana, it have 3 pages, so you can download it from the application. The facility of downloading the study plan is available. Okay, this is how you can attend. You can have the study plan. No, there is no need to read the any book. Hana, because sir, you have joined the paid class, do not go for any book right now. Hana, for conceptual classes, just follow the class only. Do not have to be done. And also, you do not have to make the short notes. Just make sure whenever you are attending the live class, try to understand the concept only. The PDF, the notes, everything will be provided to you. Do not waste your time to writing the notes or something else. Just try to understand the concept in the class. Your full concentration should be on understanding the concept which is we are discussing in the class. Okay. Now, those candidates who are watching us on the YouTube, if you want to enroll in this Achiever batch, what you have to do check all the details, check the study plan, click on the buy now option, and to get maximum discount, you have to use the code Y496. Click on the apply option. You will find here 80% discount, but 1% additional discount will also be there. If you purchase the same batch from the application, you will get 81% discount if you use the code Y496. Okay, so 1% additional discount will be also there. So this is how you can enroll in the Achievers batch that have a 9-month validity. Okay. Now, apart from that, you can go with the Mahapack. What will be covered in the Achievers batch that I have told you. Now, what are the benefits of the Mahapack? Right now, first of all, Mahapack have 81% discount plus the double validity. It means your Achievers batch have 9-month validity. It will have 1-year validity. Okay, now all the benefits of Achiever batch will be there in the Mahapack. Plus, in the Mahapack, additional benefit will be there of mini and Maha Marathon. All the 4 subjects of your, each subject will have mini and Maha Marathon that will be different from which is going to happen on YouTube one day before your paper. Okay, so these marathon will be only for paid student, which is covered under the Mahapack. Second thing is there, that is in the Mahapack, all the upcoming batches will be added in your account automatically. Let's say, for example, right now, if you're enrolled in the Achievers batch, for your revision batch, for your Power Pack batch in the future, you have to pay individually. But once you have enrolled in the Mahapack, you do not have to pay for any other batch. All the batches will be added in your account automatically. So the process to enroll is same. Click on the buy now, use the code Y496 and click on the apply. You will find 80% discount. For 1% additional discount, use the same code at the application. Okay, and these are the benefit I have told you. So I guess about IEIFS we have discussed everything. If you still have any doubt, you can ask your doubt here. Okay, and the syllabus we will be starting from Monday 9 to 10 p.m. So our regular timing for the class will be 9 to 10 p.m. Okay, is there any doubt in today's session? So do not worry about it, how to get 60 marks in both the subjects, just following the steps I have told you. And just do that and you will be clearing the paper with a 60 or more than 60 marks it will be. And some people say that IEIFS paper was so tough, I was only managed to get 45 marks. But from the same batch, I have seen the students who have got 80 marks, 85 marks as well. So the maximum marks we got in October 2023 was 86. And it was definitely a very big achievement because the level of question they have asked and the level of paper was very tough. So getting 86 out of 100, it's a very big deal. Okay, so it will be easily done if you follow these steps. And from Monday, we will be covering your first topic and overview of Indian financial system. Okay, so this is all for today. See you all on Monday, and do make sure you're joining the YouTube session as well at 6 a.m. for PPB and at 7 p.m. for IEIFS. Okay, for CIB, what you are asking, Preeti ma'am? That is available on the application. Like I have clicked on the May JAIIB 2024. Now you can click on the CIB. So you will find the batches for the same. Apart from that, you can have JAIIB, CIB, Mahapack. That will cover your JAIIB first, then the CIB. Okay, on that you will get 2 years validity. Okay, so on the application you will find everything. Here you will find everything. I will show you here. So everything is available here. JAIIB Mahapack is there and the JAIIB batches, all the JAIIB batches are here. Apart from that, if you want JAIIB, CIB, Mahapack, that will be also available. So this is about JAIIB only. Okay. Now for CIB and JAIIB, you can click on the JAIIB, CIB, Mahapack. It will cover your double validity, cover JAIIB, CIB both. Okay. Chalo, so let's end the session here. Thank you all for joining the session and see you all on Monday at 9 p.m. Okay. Take care everyone. Good night.